Hey guys, it's Faye from Solar Flow, and I am back with an all-new video. Today's topic is a mini bite-sized energy read into Napoleon Bonaparte. So if that sounds good to you, please stick around, and if not, I will catch you at another video. So before we dive into the energy read on him, I'm first going to start by sharing some 3D information that I had acquired off of his Wikipedia page. So here we go. Napoleon Bonaparte, born on August 15th, 1769, we are hopping in the time machine today, and who had crossed over on May 5th, 1821, was a French military and political leader who rose to prominence during the French Revolution and led a series of successful campaigns across Europe during the Revolutionary Wars and the Napoleonic Wars from 1796 until 1815. He was also the leader of the French Republic and First Council from 1799 until 1804, and he was then of the French Empire as emperor from 1804 until 1814, and then briefly again in 1815. So let's see what Napoleon's energy wanted to share with me. Napoleon Bonaparte is a proud man. Now you may have noticed I said is and not was, because interestingly enough, even though he has crossed over a hell of a long time ago, and he is no longer with us on this side, there is something, in fact, powerful and encompassing about his energy. And even now, he feels like and is and not a was. And that's how he was when he was alive, commanding with an undeniable presence and strength of character. So despite how we today may associate a short person and say that they have a so-called Napoleon complex due to the fact that they are short, with Napoleon, it was no complex and it was no act. He was not projecting strength because he was strong. He didn't have to project a facade of character because he, in fact, had character. And his energy also came in feeling very Taurian. So for my friends that are into astrology, his energy felt incredibly Taurian, grounded and focused on building something for the future, as well as stubborn and incredibly bullish. And I, in fact, did not find it to be a coincidence then that he had crossed over on May 5th, 1821. He actually crossed over in Taurus season, which to me felt apropos because it was like he left the world when he had accomplished what he had come here to do, which was to be Napoleon and to do everything that he had done during that time. And he crossed over at the conclusion of what he came here to do, which was in the energy of Taurian. He was grounded and he was focused on building something, and he was also stubborn and bullish. So he had a lot of the Taurian, what we might consider to be positive characteristic and attributes, but it was without the so-called negative or lazy attributes of a Taurus. He didn't have those. Now he also had shared with me that he has no plans on incarnating again because, in his words, there is only one Napoleon, and it would be a grave injustice for him to come back and to be born again as somebody else. And because he felt that would take away from him having been Napoleon. Now, when he had shared this with me, this also made me think like total starseed vibes. Like he came here to do something, he did it, and it was like, peace the fuck out, I'm done here. My meaning and purpose is done. I have no more need to come back to the earth plane any longer. But the crazy thing is, even though with what he had just shared with me, could kind of sound like it's an ego-based perspective, which is like, he's not going to reincarnate again because according to him, there's only one Napoleon. So that might make us think like, wow, attachment. He has a strong level of attachment to who he was as Napoleon, right? And that it would be, from his point of view anyway, a grave injustice for him to be born again as someone else. And it would take away from him having been Napoleon. The crazy thing is him sharing that with me. He is not saying this from an egocentric or attachment-based viewpoint. None. So he has pride, but it is without ego. Pride without attachment. Because he says he was what France needed at that time. So the pride that he has is more akin to nationalistic pride than anything else. Because this is not egocentric based pride, but nationalistic. And he had also shared with me that he is a bit of a loner on the other side. And he is still closer to the earth plane. He hasn't even though he got his graduation papers and he could move the fuck on, he has chosen not to. He is still close to the earth plane and he is a loner on the other side. And just as he has no plans to reincarnate ever again, he also has no plans to leave the earth plane. Because he still, in fact, feels like a commander and he enjoys watching the show unfold. So that is what I have for you on this mini energy read with Napoleon Bonaparte. Please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. And if you are enjoying these short snack-sized segments, be sure to let me know down below. And I remind you lastly to stay in the high vibration until next time and every moment.